Hey there. I went for a walk today and I want to take you along with me. And there's things that I want to talk to you about that I have been able to do in my life that you really wouldn't think that someone like me would achieve anything like that. And it's nothing, big like you would put on Instagram or something. Especially not money-wise yet. But I do know some things about how to get what you want and what you need and how to follow your soul. So, I want to also dive into this because I have friends whom I see what's happening and I want to tell them, like, dude, you gotta take action. That's the only way this changes. So, alright. So, you may know from watching my videos that like a lot of things have happened to me in the past, and I've taken a long time to get to where I am. I am really proud of where I am, and it's not because of certain achievements or something, but it's because I feel like now finally life is working for me. So of course I can't guarantee that that's going to happen for you, but I can use the same readings that I've done for myself and figuring out how things work. Specifically how your the mechanics of your energy work. I do that with human design. Then I read into the astrology charts to see what personality did you manifest in order to help you achieve the most you can possibly achieve in this life. And achieve doesn't mean money, career, relationships. It could, but achieve in this sense would be soul growth. What does your soul want to experience? And that means that when you achieve that, what your soul wants, you feel fulfilled. You feel like you took every chance you had at happiness. Because happiness you could describe as living as you, finding out what specifically you are good at, what you want, what your desires are, what skills and talents you have. Because the thing is, so you came with all the things that you need to do this life spectacularly. And I'm not saying there's not going to be struggle or pain or any of the things that we all say are negative, because you need challenge. You need challenge in order to really achieve that which is wanted. You need to be able to flex your muscles. You need to be able to learn. And yeah, so if you feel like life is dragging you, then you've missed the memo that said, this is something you want. So if you turn it around and say, life is happening for me, and when you start to feel that nudge from your soul, like, we gotta go do this, I want to do that, you gotta learn to listen. And the more sensitive you are, the more nuanced messages you'll get. I mean, I know. I know. Being sensitive is not easy. It's far from easy. I know because I am usually the most sensitive person that I have met. I have met sometimes now more sensitive people. I think people with autism are like more sensitive. That sensitivity feeds into your intelligence, into your awareness. So if you are very sensitive, that means you have the tools to really understand and really piece together what you want to do here on earth, what you came for. And once you start using your sensitivity, you really start to appreciate just who you are. And that's what I wish for everyone. That's what I truly, deeply wish for everyone. I don't feel like what I'm saying is something you should want, because then it's like, you know, the tabloids and the Instagram and the feeling of, oh, I want what that person had. That's not what this is about. I am trying to tell you that when your soul nudges you, that there is an answer. I mean, I know I've also lived life where I have these inner stirrings of my soul, and I look around me and no one is living that. So how would I even trust that? How would I believe that that is something real? And well, I look at your human design and I can tell you in what way that is real. What would make it more real? What kind of transformation path your body naturally follows that will more easily help you to trust, like, oh yeah, this is happening. There are maps to the world, to the inner world, to the world of my body, to the world of my personality, to the world of my purpose. It's of course not the kind of pill like swallow this and everything will change. No, otherwise it wouldn't be life. This is an adventure. Today I heard someone say, that I very much respect, her name is Kayara, and she said, God is freedom. Why is God freedom? God is freedom because you have free will, and God lets you use that free will as you want. You can go against the grain, you can hurt yourself, you can hurt others. It's free will. God lets you free. There is so much love. God trusts. You're gonna make the whole journey and come back around. Possibly. But God is freedom. You're allowed to do with your life what you want. But know this. This is the perfect time to figure out what it is that you want and to trust. Well, you can always ask for my help, but you can also just comment here and, you know, live your life and figure stuff out and be curious. But obviously you are totally free. But this time on earth, so much is changing. There's so much opportunity. We really are a humanity desperate to see those who are willing, to see them rise to power, for those that are sensitive, for those that want more for the earth. That, I don't know about you guys, but I have felt bad to be egotistical. Now I know it's something very beautiful, that we do need that in order to really be of service. So I did change the story, and I am changing the story for that in my life. That it's not my responsibility to heal anyone, but it is my service to be helpful. So those are my readings. You can contact me for that. But I am here on the YouTube showing up as someone with albinism who had the most incredible, deep-going traumas that some people could even imagine. And it took me a long time, but here I am. I am quantum jumping. I'm living in a non-linear time. I know that there is the spark of God within me, and that I am made to be free, and made to, the more in alignment I come, the more power I gain, the more humble I become, because it's just my journey. I am just here to do my parts. I'm just here to shine and be of service to those who are waiting for this. So it's like the story of the underdog. But the thing is, and yes, it is a hard journey. It is not for the faint of heart. But you're here now. All right, let me think of how I want to say this to you. So, what I'm seeing around me and what has to do with this time, we're in this energy of care and being asked by the situations that are happening to us, maybe to ourselves, maybe to people that we know, how much care can we bring back into our lives? We're healing the whole theme of care, and also to recognize ourselves. How will we care for ourselves before we care for others? How are other people showing us that? And do we, just in the basics, do we find ourselves beautiful? Do we honor ourselves? If any of these things are triggering to you, start working on those things. Allow yourself to recognize that it's not healthy to think of yourself as ugly or less than, because you're here to live a life, to enjoy. And if you are to fulfill a great role for humanity, then stop being insecure. Find out what's great about yourself. Allow yourself to decondition all these ideas of not being good enough. Start trusting yourself. Invest in yourself. You know, I have been talking about codependency because in codependent behavior, there's this making the other person the problem. It's also putting blame on others. There's this real disempowerment in codependency, and the more you're able to acknowledge all the pain that brought you to codependency and to not owning your power, to really allow yourself to grieve and to know that you are innocent. You're just doing your best. There's no need to look at the past and blame yourself for anything. For anything at all. Now is the time to really, and now I have to tell you a story. It's that codependency can cause you to look at parts of your life, to look at others, and presume they have it better than you, and there's all these reasons why they're having it better than you, or whatever you decide about that, that's just a different life, that's not you. And that you're sitting at this windowsill to this story because you're not partaking in that life that maybe you've even told yourself that you don't want that, and maybe you've even told yourself that people who have that are bad. This is secondary, like, this is a secondary layer on top of codependency. This is where you tell yourself, I'm good for being where I am. Check yourself, because that might not be true. That might be your ego giving you reasons why you're not to blame for anything, and why there's something wrong with the world. Gosh, there are lots of things wrong with the world, but that shouldn't disempower you personally to do something about it. And the very, very, very best place to start is to look within. Everything you change within, it does ripple out. And my experience in this is that it doesn't necessarily change the environment around you, but it does bring you different opportunities. It does change the chemistry of the way things are moving in your life. It also changes the way you look at other people. The way that I feel now compared to a year ago, when I had a lot of codependency going, the difference is that now I'm not so much invested in where other people are at and what they're doing and, what they think of me. Sometimes, yeah, I get confronted by something, but I can still put it a little way away from me and look at it and think about it from a distance. And it doesn't run me over. It doesn't tell me I'm bad or that I'm wrong or that I should be ashamed of myself. I do feel ashamed of myself sometimes because I do things wrong and I make mistakes, and then I go, oh gosh. I go through all the emotions. So it's like I used to, this is not, of course, a metaphor about nature, but it's like I used to go for a walk and then feel bad about, look at all these details and stop at everything and look at it, and yes, it's good that I learned that, but I would do that with everything. Even things that actually I shouldn't really care about, like other people's opinions. Or, other stuff, like, yeah, a lot of relationship things, and just keep on regurgitating them in my head. But imagine this, that's when you're walking and you're looking at every little single thing and stopping to investigate it, and everything can grab you when you're walking because you're on that walking path. You see everything is entertaining. But now imagine you're in like a Ferrari and you have goals and you're just enjoying that high-speed ride. And it's not about the speed. But the thing I'm trying to tell you is that imagine then there's all these things that would otherwise have bogged you down and that you would have spent so much time on that you're just flashing by them. You might think that's arrogant, but think about it. It's your life. And this is not about leaving people behind, because everyone's having their own life. And it's not that now I don't care about people. I do really care about people. But I can see the difference between that I take action and I don't let myself sit in judgments of others. I check myself. It's like a game. So the thing about being in a high-speed Ferrari is that things don't stick to you. All the shit that you used to think was just inevitable and would be depressed about and would take years and years and a decade or two, I know, I've been there, suddenly starts to fall away. And the more in alignment you come with your soul, the more you're listening to your heart and your soul and understanding how energy works, really. Allowing yourself to not hold on to trauma for others out of loyalty to your younger self. Giving yourself the safety that you're really okay and you really can step forward with things, and you're just trying them out. You're just trying them on like it's a game, and you're growing your inner mother and father who are taking care of you, and you're growing this capacity to be able to play with life. Well, my dear friend, life will start showing up for you in ways that you dream of, that you think is miracles. And yes, but it's normal. So, if you've watched until now and listened to this story, then know this. Those things you dream about in life, that's real. Maybe it's not in the exact details that you thought of. Maybe it is. Who am I to say? But it would behoove you, and it would mean a lot to the world and the state that the world is in. The more people that follow their soul, that don't, that let go of this idea that it's egotistical, and ask me in the comments, tell me your situation if you feel like you're being egotistical, and I will tell you some radical honesty about that. Because there's usually traumas and not understanding of really the energetics and how this works. You are blessing so many people, like your whole ancestral line. Everyone. You are blessing all the people that you're connected with and beyond. When you start to live your dreams and your purpose, it is not sacrificing yourself in order to be of service to the world. It is up-leveling and up-vibing and raising your frequency that ultimately helps the collective to realize that this is allowed. We're not anymore slaves to this whole idea that is going on here on earth. We are free. God is freedom. And there is divine harmony in it. If you are one of those people, if you are watching this, you must be one of the people that I mean to speak to. Sensitive, golden heart, willing. Take the steps, baby. Take the steps. Let the game of life show you what it's all about and what God is. That is a part of you. You are creating your life exactly as it is. I know it's a harsh reality and it might not be fun to hear it, and it's not like the easiest thing, I know. But I hope to only tell you truth as I see it. It's not the truth. Just know that it's just my perspective, and this is, if it resonates with you, then do something with it. Well, thanks for being here. Thank you so much just for your energy. See you next time. Bye.